It didn't happen overnight. Your heart didn't suddenly fail, but with every bite, with every sip, you may have been silently destroying it. You feel fine today? That's because your heart hasn't screamed loud enough for you to hear. Yet. Your arteries are narrowing. Your heart is straining, trying to pump through clogged pathways. And worst of all, the food sitting quietly on your plate might be the very thing killing you slowly. Every year, over 18 million people die from heart disease, and most of them have no idea that their daily diet played a massive role. So, which foods are silently attacking your heart? Which ingredients are hardening your arteries like cement and choking your cardiovascular system? In this video, I'll expose 10 foods that scientifically destroy your heart from the inside out. These are not myths. These are facts, proven by research. Some of them are probably in your kitchen right now. Watch until the end because these 10 foods could be the difference between life and death. And the good news, you can still take control, but only if you know what to avoid. Don't risk losing this information. Subscribe and like so you can always come back to it. Let's get started. 1. Processed meats. Bacon, sausages, deli turkey, and hot dogs. They look convenient, they taste delicious, but they are a cardiovascular disaster. Processed meats are loaded with sodium, saturated fat, and chemical preservatives like nitrates and nitrites. These compounds damage blood vessels, promote inflammation, and harden the arteries. Over time, they lead to atherosclerosis, a dangerous condition where plaque builds up inside the arteries, restricting blood flow and oxygen to the heart. In one major Harvard study, just one daily serving of processed meat was linked to a 42% higher risk of heart disease. Bacon, pepperoni, salami, bologna. These are not harmless indulgences. They're time bombs, and the more often you eat them, the closer you bring your heart to failure. 2. Sugary beverages. Like soda, sweetened teas, and fruit punches. That can of soda isn't just adding sugar to your waistline, it's draining the life from your heart. Sugary drinks are the #1 source of added sugar in the American diet. And that sugar spikes insulin, raises triglyceride levels, and contributes to fat buildup around your organs, especially the liver and heart. High sugar intake also leads to chronic inflammation, which damages the arterial lining. This makes it easier for cholesterol to stick to artery walls, forming plaque and increasing the risk of a heart attack. Studies show that drinking just one sugary beverage per day can raise your risk of heart disease by up to 20%. And don't be fooled by healthy-looking juices and flavored waters. If it's sweetened, it's not heart-friendly. 3. Margarine and trans fats, found in packaged baked goods, frozen pies, and some peanut butters. Trans fats are the most dangerous type of fat ever introduced into our food system. Even small amounts can wreak havoc on your heart. They raise LDL, bad cholesterol, lower HDL, good cholesterol, and trigger systemic inflammation, which accelerates arterial damage. The result? Clogged arteries, reduced blood flow, and an overworked heart that's starving for oxygen. Margarine, especially the kind that stays solid at room temperature, is often packed with trans fats. So are many cookies, frozen waffles, biscuits, and shelf-stable pastries. Even though the FDA has banned artificial trans fats in the US, many products still contain partially hydrogenated oils, hiding in plain sight. Read the labels. Your life may depend on it. 4th, salty snacks and processed foods, like chips, instant ramen, and canned soups. Salt doesn't just make your food taste better, it slowly raises your blood pressure. And high blood pressure is one of the leading causes of heart attacks, strokes, and heart failure. The average American consumes over 3,400 milligrams of sodium per day, way more than the recommended 2,300 milligrams. Processed foods like chips, frozen dinners, boxed mac and cheese, and canned soups are loaded with sodium to extend shelf life. Excess sodium stiffens blood vessels, reduces their elasticity, and forces the heart to work harder to pump blood. Over time, this weakens the heart muscle and increases the risk of congestive heart failure. 5. Refined carbohydrates. White bread, white rice, and regular pasta. These white carbs may seem harmless, but once inside your body, they behave like sugar. Refined carbohydrates break down quickly into glucose, spiking blood sugar and insulin levels. This promotes fat storage, especially around the abdomen, a major risk factor for heart disease. They also increase triglycerides and lower HDL cholesterol, setting the stage for clogged arteries. And unlike whole grains, these foods offer no fiber to protect your cardiovascular system. The more you rely on white flour and refined grains, the more you starve your heart of the nutrients it needs to stay strong. 6. Fried foods, especially French fries, fried chicken, and onion rings. Golden and crispy on the outside, deadly on the inside. Fried foods absorb unhealthy oils during cooking, often at high temperatures. This creates dangerous compounds like advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which promote oxidative stress and damage arterial walls. They also contain trans fats, especially if fried in reused oil, which, as we covered, are devastating for heart health. Regular consumption of fried foods is strongly linked to higher risks of high blood pressure, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and coronary artery disease. Frying strips away any nutritional value and replaces it with inflammation and fat. Your heart deserves better than deep-fried poison. 7. Baked sweets. Cookies, cakes, donuts, and muffins. These sugar-loaded treats are more than just empty calories. They're packed with refined flour, trans fats, and high-fructose corn syrup, which spike insulin and damage the endothelium, the delicate lining inside your blood vessels. Over time, these foods promote chronic inflammation, elevate triglycerides, and reduce good cholesterol. Even worse, they often combine sugar and saturated fat, a 1-2 punch to your heart. Regular consumption of baked sweets increases belly fat and insulin resistance, both of which raise the risk of cardiovascular disease dramatically. They might bring short-term joy, but they come with long-term consequences. 8. Energy drinks and excess caffeine. You think you're powering up, but you're actually putting your heart at risk. Energy drinks combine excessive caffeine, sugar, and stimulants that can cause your heart to race, your blood pressure to surge, and your arteries to constrict. These beverages are especially dangerous for people with existing heart conditions, but even healthy individuals are at risk. Studies have linked energy drinks to arrhythmias, sudden cardiac arrest, and hypertensive emergencies, particularly in young adults and teens. Consuming more than 400 milligrams of caffeine per day can overload your heart, especially when combined with dehydration, stress, or exercise. 9. Alcohol. Alcohol may feel relaxing, but it's secretly doing damage beneath the surface. Regular alcohol intake weakens the heart muscle, alcoholic cardiomyopathy, increases blood pressure, and causes irregular heart rhythms like atrial fibrillation. It also impairs your body's ability to absorb nutrients that support heart health, like magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins. Heavy drinking increases fat buildup around the heart and liver, interferes with cholesterol metabolism, and increases stroke risk. And even moderate drinking, when frequent, may still contribute to long-term cardiovascular strain. 10. Fast food. Burgers, nuggets, pizza, and breakfast sandwiches. Fast food is the perfect storm of heart-harming ingredients: saturated fat, sugar, sodium, trans fats, and refined carbs, all wrapped in one toxic package. Eating fast food regularly leads to weight gain, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and insulin resistance. A perfect recipe for heart disease. The problem isn't just the ingredients, it's the frequency. For many Americans, fast food is a daily habit. Studies show that people who eat fast food more than twice a week have a 2 times higher risk of developing coronary artery disease compared to those who rarely eat it. Every bite may be convenient, but it could be costing you years of life. These 10 foods may be common in the American diet, but their effects are anything but harmless. They damage blood vessels, they inflame your body, they turn your heart into a ticking time bomb. But here's the truth, you can still make a change. Start by reducing these foods. Replace them with heart-friendly options like leafy greens, whole grains, omega-3 rich fish, and healthy fats. Your heart is the engine of your life. Don't wait until it breaks down to take care of it. These tips are too valuable to lose. If you leave without subscribing, you may not find this again. So secure it now with a like and sub. Comment below, which of these foods surprised you the most? Let's start the conversation. See you in the next video. Stay healthy, stay strong.